Hey folks, this is Mike Tango Whiskey coming at you with another video. This time I want to do kind of a breakdown of my work bag and talk a little bit about how it works in conjunction with my get home bag, which I did a video on earlier. So before we get started, I feel kind of bad showing this bag. So I'm going to say some great things about this bag, but I got this at a thrift store. That's another point that I want to raise. My get home bag that I showed the other video, that's a Go Ruck, heritage model. It's like a $400 backpack. This bag I paid $5 for, $5 at a Salvation Army. But I wanted to demonstrate how good of an item you can find for super cheap. I have expensive bags, right? I have bags that I paid a lot of money for. I have lots of too many bags, but this is as good as any of them, and I got it for $5. So just goes to show, if you're consistent and you hunt enough, you can find really, really great items. So I'll kind of jump right in. It's a Jansport. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of subdued. And this bag, when I got it, it was so awesome. I immediately started looking for another one. I was like, let me find where I can go and buy 2 of these, 3 of these, get some more of them, maybe different colorways, right? And I had a heck of a time. I couldn't find it. I could not find it online. And a friend of mine suggested using the Google trick where you take a picture and you show it on there. So that worked after about a week of searching on my own and failing to find it. So I took a picture and I figured out why I could not find it anywhere, because it hasn't been made for about like 8 to 10 years. This was a bag designed to carry tech by Jansport, and it's called the Digital Broadband bag. Sounds like a cell plan, but that's the name of this bag. And the fact that it was, because inside of here there's some pockets where it shows like it's got maps of the city. So I thought it was a commuter bag, and it kind of is, but it's really geared towards tech. But man, the organization and the pockets. I even, like a few days ago, I've had this bag for about a month. I discovered a secret pocket that I didn't even know existed. So I'm going to go through the bag a little bit and talk about, so I feel bad showing you guys and talking up this bag, because like if you go out to find one, you probably won't be able to find it. And if you do, I'm going to be mad because I'm going to be searching for it. So I did see one woman with it where I work out in the wild. I should have offered her like $100 for it. I really should have, but I didn't, and I'm going to regret that forever. So we're going to go through the bag and more specifically look at the items and then talk about how those items may carry over. Because like I mentioned before, some of the stuff, if I'm at work and I have to get home, I'm going to use my get home bag. I'm going to use the bike concept. And what's going to happen is some of the things are going to come out of this bag to supplement that bag. And there's enough room in there so I can do that. So I switched to this bag after I found it at a thrift store. And I switched from this one. I might do another video on those, because I've got a Mystery Ranch 3-way zip, like the briefcase. And that's a great bag too, with the exception of the carry strap, the way it hooks into the plastic on the straps, that squeaking. I don't know if Mystery Ranch is known for that, but walking with that bag where I work, it's enough to make me stop using it. It drives me crazy. So I needed a break from that. Great bag, except for the sound that drives me insane. So then I have this backpack too. This is a 511. It's part of their Covert series. It's a smaller bag. I think this is the 21. They make like a 45-liter one where I think you can carry like a whole rifle. But this bag is really great. Lots of great organization. I do like this bag too. It's got some squeak too. It has a little bit of squeak to it, but not nearly as bad as the Mystery Ranch. And oh, that's right. Here was the deal breaker. Great organization. It even has, all the 511 bags have panels and that for CCW. If your work allows that. Where I work, they don't allow weapons. You're not allowed to do that. So, but it is a nice feature if you're out with family or on the weekend or somewhere else. It's nice having that feature. But the deal breaker for me on this bag, it's the sheet. So there's a kind of a frame sheet in here in the back of the bag to make it stiff, and you can kind of see the top of that frame sheet right there. And then down on the bottom down here too, which is nice because it gives it form. It gives it some, when you're putting your laptop in, it's not flopping around on you. But at the bottom of this bag, that frame sheet is the edge down here. You see that? So you go to set it, it doesn't stand up on its own. So you go to set it down and it tips. So on the bus, I have to lean it against the chair. When I'm at work, I have to lean it against the wall. I have to be smart. When I'm sitting down at a meeting, I have to set it next to my chair in a certain way. That's a deal breaker. Like an EDC bag, for me, it's got to stand up. That's why I like the Mystery Ranch briefcase, because you just boop, set it on the table, open it up, and you have access to all your stuff. So kind of a deal breaker. This, I wish 511 would fix this maybe. I don't know, make the bottom stiffer or something so this would stand up. This would be a perfect bag. It really would be. Okay, so we're going to go from the outside in. Again, lots of great organization on this bag. This bag mostly fixes that problem. So this is a really great bag. It does tip though, but it's not the bag's fault. The bottom is good, but the way that I pack this, it's very front heavy. So I have a magazine kind of cheating, holding the front there. So if I let that go, eventually it'll tip. There it goes. You want to wait? So not as bad, not as bad. So not enough to make me quit using it yet. Maybe it will someday, but lots of great organization. So right on the outside here, this is where I'll keep my badge that I have to wear every day. This gives me access to the buildings that I have to go into. This is kind of a cool thing too. Got one of these little carabiners on here, and I found this on Amazon. It's magnetic. So it's a little push button. And that sucker is strong. That's not coming off there. And I just got this little badge holder off of Amazon and kind of switched out the ring there. So this works really well for me. I carry it on a belt loop. Then if I need to get into a building, stretch it out, put it back on. I've tried the zippy deals. I don't know, feel like a nurse when I'm doing that. I don't like the zippy ones. So this was a pretty good carry solution for me and my badge. But I keep that right in the front. That badge is also my bus pass. So in the mornings, if I'm riding the bus, I can use it. This is kind of I don't get into this pocket too often. Set of glasses. I do wear glasses sometimes. So if I'm in a classroom or in an auditorium where I have to see far away, I'll take these out. But if I'm up close, I don't have to use those. Pen and a Sharpie. Now, this is really cool. Sometimes I'll wear this on my belt. Not in the summertime though. This little pouch here, it's made by a guy. I found him in some EDC forums. I think the website was called EDC Forum, but it's called Skinth Industries, Skinth. Some dude overseas, he started making these. He was part of the EDC community, and he makes a bunch of different versions of these where, if you carry the standard stuff, a knife, a Leatherman, a flashlight, and you're struggling on how to carry those things efficiently so it's not sticking out when you're, from the side of your belt. These are really cool solutions. So he makes them with a belt loop. I like the clip because I have to dress business casual for work, so I don't like removing my whole belt to get this off. So that belt clip is really nice. But most of the time on my job, I work in an office. I don't need most of these things, so I keep them in my bag just to have them. And the nice thing about this is you can completely customize what pockets are available to you. So you can have the main pouch. He makes ones with like wider sides to them and different pockets and all different configurations. And I think I paid like 35 bucks for this. This is a really great carry solution. So in here, I've got a little ratcheting Phillips, the most common tool that I'll use outside of that. My Leatherman Wave, I've had this for like 20 years maybe. It's the same one. Little flashlight, little spare flashlight. And a Bic lighter. So I was criticized for not carrying any fire capability whatsoever, so I always have a little bit of a Bic lighter on me. And then sometimes I used to have some toenail clippers in here, fingernail clippers, but I carry those somewhere else because I use those almost daily. But this is really nice. Like if I had to, this would definitely go with me over into my bug out bag or my get home bag if I was leaving work. So this would go with me. In here I have this is like my possibles pouch. Since I'm not allowed to carry at work, I needed a non-lethal option. So I do carry some pepper spray in here. Things started getting frosty downtown. I might take that out and put it somewhere on my person. This is a wedge. This is a really great tool. As a body guy in the past, I used to have to get into vehicles when people lock their cars. And I've had to do that surprisingly often. I have probably had to legally break into a car for somebody 6 times last year Now, 5 of those were my son, the one who's never prepared for anything because he locks his keys out, but it's really good practice for me, and I've taught him how to do it too. But the hardest part of that is wedging the door. So I've used door stops. There's these little blow up bags you can get, but you sell a pack of these on Amazon for, I got like 6 of them for, I don't know, 15 bucks or something. So you drive that into the top of the door and it separates it out. And I've always been able to find a coat hanger, a wire coat hanger, and get in there and get that door open. So really useful tool if you have to get into a vehicle, legally, of course. And then here's the other one. You saw this in the get home bag, but I carry one of these too. This is a legit. The other one was just like a pick from Harbor Freight, but this is called a Carolina Roller. It is the traveler's pick. Someone in the comments reminded me what it was called, but very, very useful tool. I find that most buildings, probably 3/4 of buildings, somewhere around the perimeter will have a door that this will work on. So it's an outward facing door, and you just kind of wiggle it in there and pull the little latch, It works really well. Now, some people are like, oh, you have, when this, one guy said, 1 bottle of water and a pick kit. So to me, this is, there's no shelter in my get home bag, right? Some people have said, well, you might need some shelter. In the city, from the city to the suburbs, there's shelter everywhere. I pass dozens and dozens of buildings, right? In an emergency, like a true emergency, whether that's a violence like riots or mobs or weather. There was a snowstorm like last year, the year before in Buffalo, where these people were stuck on the highway. And a guy had to break into a school locally, like off the highway. And then he went and got people from the highway, from their vehicles, so they can go in there and not freeze to death, right? That guy wasn't charged, right? Obviously, that was a legitimate reason to break into a school, but he had some trouble getting into the building. Like, this is a very useful tool to get you to safety from others, or safety from the weather, or cover, or whatever it may be, right? So it's very light, it's very small, weighs next to nothing. And to me, that's a high value item to have with you. So this is kind of my, things are getting spicy downtown bag. So this kind of sits in the bottom of this part right here, but this would go with me as well. This would swap over to my get home bag if I needed to. And this right here, I've been focusing so much on these pockets and this pocket. Here's a secret pocket. Look at this. I had no idea this was here. So I just discovered that last week, and I was super stoked about that. There's nothing in there though. Right up front here, so I tend to ride the bus in the morning, so I'll keep my headphones in here. I still use wired headphones because I'm old, and I think earbuds give you brain cancer, so I don't use those. Also, I'll keep a lens wipe in here for my glasses if I need them, sunglasses or my seeing glasses. And then this front pouch. So this is by far my most used pouch right here. So in here I have my keys to the bike locker where my bike stays, keys to my bike lock, building key. Also, I am a man, so my armpits smell. So I work in an environment with mostly females. I can't stink at work, right? So it was a serious problem. So I had to do something about it. So I found a pretty good, solution. I'll keep extra clothes at work sometimes if it's a hot day and I'm sweating. Antibacterial wipes or antimicrobial wipes for your armpits, like a way to freshen up really quickly. It can't just be the regular ones. It's got to be the antimicrobial or the antibacterial, because it's the bacteria. It's not the sweat itself. It's the sweat reacting with the bacteria on your skin that causes you to stink. So that's a secret. My wife likes for me to use deodorant that doesn't have aluminum in it. So she gets me this stuff. It's expensive to the point that she won't tell me how much it costs. So I don't know how much it costs, but it works. It's like charcoal and tea tree. Tea tree is another natural one. It's a natural antimicrobial. So you can sometimes I usually carry a little essential oil bottle of tea tree in this top pouch. My wife took it, but I'd put 1 drop on the wipe, and then I'll wipe my armpits and then recoat, right, with deodorant if I need to. So that's the natural charcoal stuff. It's really good. No baking soda, no aluminum, no white marks. So it's good. So I have to smell good. Beard brush. My face itches under my beard, so this is pretty consistently used. Fingernail clippers, I use these almost daily. Yeah, clean up my fingernails. Even though in my videos, my wife saw one of my videos, she's like, your fingers look disgusting. I was like, well. Also in here, since I'm in close proximity, I am a trainer. So I work in an educational environment, and I do a lot of training. I have a lot of conversations with people, a lot of collaborations in close proximity to others. So not stinking and then having good breath. So I'll usually carry 3 or 4 of these in there when I'm gonna have a meeting. Fingernail clippers. And then this. So this is like a little, it's just a little camera pouch that I use for some toiletries. Toothpicks, these little toothpick deals. I have like old crooked monster teeth, and these help me get in the cracks after I've eaten to get stuff out of my teeth. I can't be talking to people with, you know, broccoli in my teeth. And inside here, I've got a toothbrush, some toothpaste, some antibiotic ointment, so like Neosporin, and a couple Band-Aids, some alcohol wipes for like little boo-boos. Because sometimes if I get a cut on my hand and I'm presenting, I can't be bleeding. That's actually happened to me where I had like blood on my hand, and it's a distraction when I'm teaching. And then also, this is kind of a pro tip, Orajel. So you young people may not have to worry about that yet, but as you get older, your teeth begin to have issues, right? And a toothache can ruin your entire day. So if I have to present or if I'm facilitating, I can't have a toothache. So that Orajel is a last ditch effort to get my brain right, because a toothache, you just can't think if you have tooth pain. So that Orajel really helps in a pinch if I have to get up and present. I usually carry some Motrin or some Advil in here too, but I'm all out. So I probably need to put some more in there. So this is stuff that I use daily. This is my dailies pouch right here. This secondary, this is kind of the main compartment here. Right inside the front here, some people criticized me or gave me some feedback about a power bank. So the power bank and a cord for my phone stay in this main pouch. So this would also carry over to my get home bag. Now in this main pouch here, little tripod, since now I'm a YouTuber. So this is a really neat little tripod. It's a Olanzi. Very convenient. I posted a video from the thrift store. So this is this kind of does this, and it holds it nice and neat. It's got a little, is that a gimbal? A little ball head up top. Super convenient for on the go, where some of these bigger tripods, like the one that's sitting on now, these are more tabletop. This one's very nice, and it fits nicely in the bag. So this is a great tool. Also a little pouch with some different tripod heads. So different heads to hold the camera in different ways. I also have a little mic that I've purchased now too, which is cool, because originally I did the thrift store video and I had the cord and it was rubbing against my beard. So there was like this crinkling, crunching. So I deleted that. I didn't put you guys through that. So I didn't post that. So different heads for the tripod sit in this pouch, which is cool. This is my instructor kit right here. So Sharpie, pen, whiteboard pens. Found there's a lot of whiteboards where I work, and I do a lot of processing with my team on whiteboards. So having whiteboard markers is important. In this instructor kit right here, I have a power cord for my computer, my laptop. I have a mouse that I use, a wireless mouse, a charging block for my cables if I need to, a thumb drive. I also have a little, what do you call these? These little things to transfer over. Like if my computer has to get plugged into USB-C or a converter, like a converter. Here I've got a clicker, because I'm an instructor. That's to advance my slides, my 2 name tags, an HDMI cable, and a USB-C cable for my speaker or for some of these other items in here. So this is my instructor kit. And what this allows me to do, this along with my laptop allows me to present from almost anywhere if I need to. If there's a TV screen or a whiteboard, I can do either one. So this is cool. Keeps me well organized and allows me to be really mobile instead of stuck in one place to teach. There's enough room in here for a light windbreaker. This is a GoRuck. I paid retail for this. This is when I was really like a GoRuck whore. All their products, I was wearing all their clothes, but this little light windbreaker is really effective. It's super light, lightweight, and works very well. Keeps you dry and keep the wind off. And then a fanny pack. So this is not a sling bag or a waist pouch. It is a fanny pack, and I wear it right in front, right? So this and like off to the side and all that, those are all cop outs. You wear it right in front where everybody can see it. No shame. This is old. I got it at a thrift store. I have no idea who makes it. I changed out the zipper tabs, and I had my daughter sew a Velcro field in the back, so you can fit a little holster in there if you're at a place that is legal where you can carry. This is super convenient. In the summertime, if I'm just wearing, I don't wear shorts often, but if I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt or lightweight pants and a t-shirt, and I don't want stuff hanging in my belt, like if it's the weekend and I'm carrying that, those lightweight pants or shorts really don't do a good job holding that weapon up. This is a really good way to do it. And I like the slot in the front for my phone. I know they make better options, but man, I'm going to use this thing until it dies. So I'd like to find one just like it, but I haven't yet. I've bought some other newer ones and they just never do what this one does. So, okay, so that's kind of the main compartment there. And then last, there is a big pocket in the back here. That's where my laptop would go. I also carry a mobile whiteboard. This is so I can talk and draw at the same time. I'm very visual, and when I teach, I tend to write things out. You'll see me use this in some upcoming videos, but where I can use those whiteboard markers too, where I can be more clear. And then, of course, like a notepad, I do most of my work and note-taking. I still use paper and pen for that. On the side of the bag, it's got two pockets. I switch out between water bottles. Water bottles have one job at work, and that's not to leak, especially in your work bag. So I've had a couple other bottles that that pocket isn't quite big enough for a Nalgene. The Nalgene's just a little bit too big. So I have a water bottle problem. I have a lot of water bottles. Someday I'll put them all on video. But I have a couple that just didn't cut it because they were leaking, and that's unacceptable. I cannot have water leak on my laptop or anywhere else. So this is a Stanley one. This one's pretty cool. I have the larger version of this, like a 40 ounce, two of them. They're really nice. And this lid is very secure. So this is the one I'm using right now just because it's, in my mind, it's the safest. Even though it might not be as convenient as some of the other ones, I know that this is not going to leak. Watch it leak because it's on camera. Okay. Yeah, so this one's pretty sturdy. So that's what I'm using right now. And then the other side, I carry my JBL speaker. So this I not only use to listen to music, or if I'm watching YouTube videos, I use this to teach as well. So if I'm not up front and we're on break, then there's going to be music playing. Or if I'm playing a video, this will do that as well. So again, this is kind of part of my instructor kit. Yeah, that's about it. I'm sorry to show you a bag that you probably cannot get. But the point being, I want you to be a little jealous, number one. And number two, I want to demonstrate what kind of things you can find for just dirt cheap. I mean, really, really great items for pennies on the dollar. If you haven't sensed it yet, I am cheap and I'm broke. So you're going to see a lot of thrift store stuff. This was from a thrift store. Very, very little of this was retail. The tripod, the windbreaker, and the JBL, my boss bought me this, so I didn't have to pay for that either. So anyway, that's my work bag. Again, so this bag is part of the system with my get home bag, right? That get home bag sits at work waiting for an emergency. This is the bag that I take with me daily. So every morning it's with me here in the garage, and then it's with me when I go ride the bus. It's with me at work. If I'm going to various places at my work to do my job, this is the bag that comes with me. Sometimes I'll take, it's kind of a lot, right? And I'll take a little sleeve. I have a sleeve where I can just put my laptop and my notebook if I'm going to a meeting. I don't want my whole bag with me. And that's kind of an important point. A lot of these videos, I've been watching a lot of videos, and obviously I'm producing videos now on bags. There's a tipping point. Like, I've been in a lot of conversations in the comments about how much stuff you carry and, you know, how big your bag is. It's better to have it and not need it. I'm so tired of that. So yes, but if the bag is too big and too cumbersome, you will not carry it. There's a tipping point for everybody, and it might be different for everybody, but there's a tipping point, like a gun, right? If you choose a CCW that's like this massive, you're just gonna stop carrying it. So your bag has to be tailored to you. The stuff in it has to be useful to you. And if it's too much and too heavy and too bulky, you're gonna stop carrying it. I ran into that. I had an Eberly stock switchblade. I looked at all the reviews, and on YouTube they're like, it's perfect, it's perfect. And it's like barrel shaped. And I used that as my work bag for about a month. And I was like, it feels like I'm climbing a mountain every day when I go to work. So you have to find that balance, obviously. I don't have to tell you that. Everybody has to find the balance for themselves. But I think some of the videos I've watched and some of the comments I've gotten, they're like, well, the more the better. And, you know, yeah, but if the stuff you carry is so bulky that you don't carry it, then it's not going to do you any good anyway, right? So anyway, rant over. We'll talk more about that in future videos. And so you've seen my work bag, you've seen my get home bag. Here pretty soon I'm going to do a video on my bike and then maybe show how the three of those things work together in a system. So, all right, I'm done rambling. I appreciate you all. My channel has grown pretty well. I'm very excited about the growth that I've seen so far. So like last night I had 500 subs. This morning I have 600 subs and 650 or something like that. It's really great. Looks like I might hit those numbers sooner than later. And I appreciate everybody who's coming along for the ride. All right, Mike Tango Whiskey, all clear. Talk to you guys later.